Hello, welcome to True Astrology. My name is Dave.
My name's Nicole. Long time no see. And Dave, and congratulations, you recently finished the Major Arcana.
Yeah, that was lots of fun.
The Major Arcana is really important in terms of understanding of astrology because that Major Arcana contains 10 planets and 12 zodiac signs. So since we laid the foundation, before we actually move on to Minor Arcana, actually this is a really good time to talk about the axis.
And especially with what's going on in the world at the moment, because we have a lot of changes and culminations coming up in 2025. And we're excited to share that information with you.
So we're going to talk about the Aries and the Libra axis. In this first house and the seventh house axis, we call that relationship axis. So as Dave mentioned about there's so many things are happening in the world because at the moment, North Node is transiting in Aries and South Node is transiting in Libra. And this is not just like a happening past like 19 months because let's say since 2014 and 15 we had a like a exactly nodal reversal position. So back then North Node was located in Libra and South Node was in Aries. So during this time, maybe like I think about what were you doing or what was the issue or what supposed to happen during that time. Maybe now, since the node is literally a reversing position, maybe you can see things clearly.
Yeah, exactly. Because you want to look at the whole spectrum. And basically in 2014, 2015, with the North Node in Libra, the energy or the karmic energy at least was favoring relationships and partnerships. Whereas the past 18 months, since July 2023 until January 11, 2025, which is a few days away, the North Node was in Aries. So it was favoring the individual and independence.
So like interestingly, during that time, you and I formed the joint venture,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And like whatever we wanted to do back then, it actually went to more like a your way, right?
yeah.
Because like I wanted to do more like a spiritual, eco-friendly, like more like a long-term business oriented like thing, but maybe not even midway. At the very beginning, you just wanted to focusing on like a media, which is
Hmm.
like what your major
Yeah.
was, right? And then on the way, now node become reversal
Hmm.
position. Then
Yeah.
now we see that, oh yeah, like this joint venture supposed to be combining of our energy, but you told me it was too much focusing on your energy and
Hmm.
your thing, and then
Hmm.
now you just kind of like admitting that yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
The business partnership supposed to be more like a harmonious. I'm
Yeah.
gonna like step down a little bit and bring your energy more. Then let's do this together. So
Hmm.
basically, this kind of energy is happening to the world. So whatever didn't happen back then, and getting, I guess, karmic resolution point
Hmm.
through this like North Node and South Node transit.
Yeah, and even though the North Node is getting ready to go into Pisces, we still do have one more eclipse
Yeah,
on the Aries and Libra axes.
which is like a what, March 29 this year. And this will be the last North Node in Aries eclipse. But however, this Aries and Libra relationship axis is not finished yet because we're gonna have a lot of Aries activities
Hmm.
because what, like a Saturn will move into Aries.
Yeah, same with Neptune.
Yeah, right. And
And
then it
yeah.
will go back to like a previous sign due to retrogrades,
Hmm.
but we're gonna feel the Aries energy more.
Yeah. And on top of that, we have Venus and Mercury scratching Aries and Pisces as well as it ingresses into Aries and then retrogrades back into Pisces. So we have a lot of activity on that Aries and Pisces cusp this year.
So let's dive into more of the Aries energy as well as the Libra energy. So in tarot, Aries is represent of the emperor, right? So the Aries is a fiery red sign ruled by Mars. So let's just talk about the emperor for a little bit.
Yeah, when you look at the Emperor card, you can see that he's dressed in red, he sits on a throne, and you see the ram's head. So it's all about taking charge and being the leader and not afraid to take action and even go into battle.
Absolutely, because Aries being first sign of the zodiac,
Yeah.
and usually Arian people, they act prematurely. They just act without thinking because they are the infant baby of the zodiac sign. They want to put action first. So that's why a lot of entrepreneurs are Aries oriented. And also, Aries is basically like a war sign, as well as like a
Yeah.
Libra too.
Yeah.
Because Libra, when we think about, oh, Libra is very fair, very nice, but Libra is also very aggressive sign in their way,
Yeah,
right?
because the way that Libra takes action is they will fight for peace. They will fight for balance. And so oftentimes we just look at one zodiac sign and we actually forget that it's part of an axis, right? So it's like the yin and the yang. So Aries and Libra, they can both go to war, but for different reasons.
Yeah, so Aries represent authority, structure, leadership, and stability, and some kind of order. In history, let's say when the Pluto was in Aries and entire world was under the war, right? What
Even
else?
even in the age of Aries, you
Yeah,
had
yeah.
the Roman Empire, they were
Yeah,
going to
I
war.
actually wanted to, yeah,
Say that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not Pluto in the Aries.
So we're
Yeah.
talking about the progression of the equinox here. Okay.
But like I remember, like Pluto in Aries, during that time, North America actually put the first railroad
Yeah.
in the like their country.
The infrastructure.
Yeah, so basically head first, they have to put the first something like just like entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
just like a head 1st.
So yeah, like on the collective level, you see all these innovations or the pioneering spirit. And then on the individual level, you have more about doing things independently, doing things your way, and really wanting to, create some change in your own life.
And let's talk about the ruler Mars a little bit.
Yeah, so Mars is the planet of action. So where Mars goes in the zodiac is where it gives energy, right? So think about Mars as the battery pack. So when you have Mars going through Aries, which is the ruler of Aries, it makes people more aggressive. When it goes through the next sign of Taurus, it makes people work harder because Taurus is the bull, right? It's like the ox. So, again, where it goes, it gives more boost, an energetic boost.
And also, Mars represent our action, right? So check your birth chart where your Mars located in so that you can see where your willpower or your action is oriented. And also in tarot, Mars is represent of the major arcana, the tower, right? So just think about the image of the tower. It's just like some kind of crazy things going on and people are jumping out of the tower.
Yeah.
There's like fire. There's like
It's like a lightning bolt hitting the tower. So it's like shocking and sudden change. So if you know the Aries energy or the Mars energy is very unpredictable in a way, less than the Uranus unexpected way, but more in the I'm going to take charge, I'm going to do it right now, right? So Aries and Mars is all about doing things right now.
Yeah, and also the Mars can bring some chaos, destruction, but
Right.
it's all for the some kind of necessary change because the tower, the story behind it is like when people are too like cocky, for example, too comfortable or like too much. And then what is that? Like something gotta change, right? If someone is in the power and they're starting to abusing the power and like make everything like dominating, then the power gotta change, right? So something gotta change. So someone else will have to take over the power to bring that person down. So it carries some kind of
Liberation energy.
yeah, and revelation energy, transformation energy
Yeah.
as well. So That is the Aries energy. So let's talk about the sign Libra.
So the sign Libra correlates with the Justice card in the tarot. It's the number 11, and it represents balance and fairness. So just like the Emperor card, we have someone sitting at a throne, dressed in a red gown, but with a sword in one hand and scales in the other hand, right? So it's about fighting for justice, right? It's for fighting for balance. So again, we were mentioning earlier that yes, Libra can be also aggressive and also go to war, but for peace and harmony and balance. And the thing is, the Emperor is ruled by Mars, but the Justice card is ruled by Venus.
So that's right. One of the minor arcana card talks about this relationship really well. So that's Four of Wands. So that's Venus is visiting Aries. So Venus and Mars have to work together. So in the card, there's like a couple are like a cheering up, and there's a background of the castle. There's a like a wreath, and it seems like a really happy kind of like image, but when you understand about the Venus Mars working together, it's all about dancing together.
Yeah, celebration and joy and happiness because there's balance, right?
Yeah. For example, if you wanna dance with your partner, you have to understand the other person's move and mood and everything, right? So you cannot just forcefully like shaking the other person, and you can't just like let the other person lead you and you do nothing, right? So dancing sounds like Venus and Mars dancing together. And same as a marriage, right? So like a husband and wife relationship, even though you don't like a certain thing, you just kind of sacrifice. And when you push and the other person pull, and same as like a lot of a good relationship, right? You can't just only give. You cannot only just take it out, right? So you have to understand the balance when you can push, when you can pull. So maybe check about the Four of Wands card. So this Aries and Libra relationship axis is all about how Mars and Venus working together. But Aries can be very selfish because Aries driven by authority, want to put down some leadership. Venus always want to give some space for that person. So it sounds like a little bit of a twin flame relationship, right? So Aries heavy person always creates some mess, head first kind of action, and the Libra heavy person always come and clean up the mess for the other person and help and like support. And I actually see a lot of couple, one always cheat or creating mess, and the other person who has a like savior mentality and always comes back to that person who has a lot of issue, always help, and then on and off and then on and off relationship. So that's like a typical Venus and Mars types of energy, right?
That's right.
So let's talk about the ruler of the Libra, which is the Venus.
And Venus in the major arcana is the Empress card. It's the number 3. And the Empress is all about nurturing abundance. It's about Mother Gaia, Mother Nature. It's all things 3D, all things in the earth, right? So everything above the ground. And as you know that Venus rules 2 signs. Not only does it rule Libra, but it also rules Taurus.
But the Venus in Taurus, Venus in Libra looks really different,
They're
eh?
very different energies.
Yeah, again, so like the abundance and the luxury and all the 5 senses, that's a Venus in Taurus energy. But Venus in Libra is all about the nurturing love and relationship, giving love, fairness,
Intelligence.
and also harmony,
Yeah.
right? So no wonder why the Libra heavy person in the relationship, I'm not just talking about the like sun, moon, rising Libra, but in the relationship, one is always more nurturing and giving, right?
Yeah.
And the other person is more like selfish. So in the people who are in the Libra side, because of those people are powered by the Venus nurturing and forgiving, giving like all the harmony into the like a relationship, they're always giving.
Yeah. And people who are very Libra heavy, they have to learn how to be selfish sometimes, right? So have to tap into the Aries side of them, right? Because we do have all 12 signs in our zodiac chart, right? So you just have to learn to express both sides
But
of that axis.
eventually, people pick up that lesson in the relationship
Yeah.
because when we actually see the sign of Libra, especially in tarot card, the Justice card, and the figure in the card is not smiling. It actually looks very intense, holding a sword and having a like a scale in the other hand.
Yeah.
So when that energy activates, so the person is willing to cut off anything. So that's why even if it's a very karmic relationship, even if the person is always giving, loving, forgiving, always like having savior's mentality and always do everything for the other person, one point that those people kind of cut off the relationship, like a
Cold turkey.
yeah, exactly. So that happens a lot in the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like a depiction of the Justice card. And in this relationship axis, if I have to pick a very pivotal like degree, it should be 0 degree. Because in astrology, 0 degree Aries and 0 degree Libra, we call that world axis, right? So the 0 degree Aries is the place that you actually born into the world. The actual like a tropical zodiac sign standpoint, 0 degree Aries is the beginning of the spring.
Yeah. So spring equinox.
And then the other side is the fall equinox, right? So that is the point that you initiate something. Interesting thing about this axis is like first of all, people who has some kind of a planet there or like a sun moon rising there, and they are meant to do something to the public, to the world, announcing something. And right now, North Node and South Node is located in the 0 degree. And guess what happened in the world right now?
Yeah. So we had the wildfires in California.
This is a very Martian energy because of Mars creating war, fire, fiery energy. And the Libra side is putting that into the world axis. And I know a lot of people lost their home and land and everything. I'm not just saying this for like a lightly, but I feel like this kind of accident in the world scale is some kind of activation for the moving forward energy, which is the North Node in Pisces.
That's right. So, we're a few days away from 29 degrees Pisces. So the nodes will be shifting to the Pisces and Virgo axes. And if you go back to 2015, 2016, and the first half of 2017, that would be the time when the nodes were last on that axis. And at the time, the North Node was in Virgo and the South Node was in Pisces. So this time around, for the next 18 and a half months, we're going to be experiencing the polar opposite of that. So North Node in Pisces, it's all about spirituality. It's about letting go. It's about forgiveness, compassion, hospitals, healthcare. And Virgo represents doctors and healers and
Accountant. So we're gonna see a lot of changes in that axis as well. But however, what I want to emphasize in this podcast is we're gonna continuously see the balancing energy between the Aries and Libra, as this is the relationship axis. Also, think about what you were doing back 2014 and 15 when the node was reversal position. Watch closely what's happening in the world right now, because this is just activation for the more energy coming. And not only that, do you guys remember I mentioned that the Mars and the tower energy is some kind of like chaos energy, but just for the better good, right?
Yeah.
So transformation types of energy. There will be a lot of a new beginning will happen again. So Saturn will go to in Aries and Neptune will be in Aries as well. And we're not just done with the North Node in Aries yet, and more energy will come into this relationship axis. And in fact, I believe that the relationship with humanity or how people think about the government, institution, money, or other country and history of the humanity, those will change as all the slow-moving planets are moving into the Aries as well.
That's right. And just a little homework for you. If you're curious, you can look back at December 27th, 2004 to June 22nd, 2006, when the North Node was last in Aries. And there may be some similarities of what happened to you during that period and what happened with this culmination of this Aries and Libra axis just recently.
And thank you so much for listening our podcast. And we talked about the Aries and Libra axis, about the relationship. And next video, we are gonna talk about the Taurus and the Scorpio axis, which is the money axis.
And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with someone who needs to hear this.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye for now.